welcome to episode 74 of Movies and Us. I'm TJ.
And I am Marcus.
And this is the review show that reviews genre movies from the beginning sometimes. Just trying to get through it today.
What?
Just letting Marcus get it all out of his system.
It's out of my system. I'm just enjoying this so much.
All right. So we made it to 2012? 2011? We're in 2011 now, right?
2011.
Yeah.
2011.
And our first superhero movie of 2011 is the animated adaptation of All-Star Superman.
Woohoo!
It was directed by Sam Liu, written by Dwayne McDuffie, which apparently this was his last writing project before his death.
Jesus, how'd he die? Suicide or something?
No, I don't think so. I think he was just,
Oh, that's upsetting. Complications from emergency heart surgery.
Yeah.
That's a bitch.
Yeah. He wasn't that old either, so
49.
Yeah.
The day after his 49th birthday.
Yep.
Wow.
And
R.I.P. McDuffie.
And this movie was released the day after his death, so
Jesus.
Yeah. So it's a sad thing, but what are you gonna do?
I'm looking at his tributes now. They have a lot of films in the 2012s and 15s are dedicated to him, have like little tributes to him. So that's nice.
Yeah. He's a bit of a prolific writer. I think he was mostly known for like animated stuff. So
yeah, it says in 2012, Ben 10 Ultimate Alien final episode, quote, the Ultimate Enemy Part 2, end quote. The crew of the series dedicated the episode in memory to his credits. That's even Ben 10. Huh.
Yeah, like I think he did writing on Static Shock.
That's what it says. Yep.
And like Justice League Unlimited and stuff like that. So yeah, he's pretty prolific in this time. It's a shame. But
Yeah. And one of our future films we're going to review, they says there's dedicated to him and some of the credits as well, so he'll pop up again.
Yep. This has been produced by Bruce Timm, Alan Burnett, and Sam Register. We've heard those names a bunch now.
That's right. I remember riffing on Register's name.
Yeah. Excuse me. It stars James Denton, Christina Hendricks, Anthony LaPaglia? I don't know. Edward Asner, so he's still around.
Who the hell did he play?
Perry White.
Right, okay.
Francis Conroy, Linda Cardellini, Kathy Cafadini, Steve Bloom, prolific voice actor, Oba Babatunde?
Yeah, man, good job. There's no way. Babatunde. I would never have gotten that. Maybe Babatunde, I would have said, I think. Tunde.
I only said day because of the accent over the E.
Yeah, you know literary rules. I can't say the word. Anyway, it also stars Chris Cox, Alexis Denisof. He's actually in Avengers. And one of your favorite shows, TJ.
He's from Angel.
And
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
There you go.
Yeah. I had to think, was he in Buffy? Yeah, he was in Buffy.
Yeah. And the reason I know is I'm looking at his credits. I don't know the dude at all.
Yeah, no. He was Thanos' henchman. You can't tell it's him. He's all in makeup and stuff. He's like one of the main alien henchmen in Avengers.
Oh, the little small dude with the no nose and
I think so.
Wizard guy.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. Really?
Yeah.
I'm looking at his credits. I see the Avengers in 2012. I see Guardians of the Galaxy as the other. He plays the other.
Yeah.
Do this. He's not credited in Endgame.
No, I said Avengers. I think he got killed off in Guardians.
Wait a second. What? I'm thinking of the other guy then in the last Avengers ones.
Yeah, no, he's the first henchman. I think the guy with the hammer in Guardians kills him.
First henchman. We'll get to it. I do not remember this henchman, but we'll get to that, I guess.
And then, you had John DiMaggio, Jake the Dog himself, and Bender.
He did not sound like himself. I was happy.
Yeah.
We're going to hear like 2 lines in it, but yeah.
Yeah, I was like to say, he's not prolific in it. So then we have Robin Atkin Downs, Michael Gough, who sounds familiar. I don't know why he sounds familiar.
Diablo series.
Oh, he was...
Deckard Cain.
He was Gopher in the Woody the Pooh franchise.
Yep.
Maybe that's why I know him. Matthew Gray Gubler, Finola Hughes, Kevin Michael Richardsons, Fred Tedesore, and Arnold Vosloo.
You know who that is?
Which one?
Arnold Vosloo.
No idea.
He was the mummy in The Mummy.
Oh.
The Brendan Fraser The Mummies.
Oh, that's cool.
Darkman 3. Was he in the Titanic? No, he's not Titanic. That's the other guy. But yeah, fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's a pretty stacked cast.
Very stacked cast. And good voice acting, in my opinion, too.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
No, nothing. No one was like distracting, in my opinion, and that's why I think good voice acting is.
I thought the voice acting was distracting, but not from the acting, and I'll get to it.
It's the dialogue, probably.
It's just the tone of the entire movie.
Yes. I know. I think I know where you're going with it. Like, yes.
Movie is 76 minutes long, and I guess I'll do this so we can go right in, so we can segue into the box office. It made $4 million in DVD sales, $2 million in Blu-ray sales, for a total of $7 million.
7 million worldwide in video sales. Fun fact: there not being any video sales kills the media market and shit. So that's why a lot of no, I'm not gonna go that little rampage.
What did you just say? I missed it.
I was gonna say like the lack of like home release sales nowadays is why things go to streaming. Obviously, that's why we see the lack of like middle like budget stories nowadays.
Oh right, yeah.
So like Good Will Hunting and shit like that. You never see that in theaters ever again. It kind of goes to streaming, but everything gets lost in streaming nowadays.
Yeah, I'm a proponent of physical media myself. So
yes, as convenient as streaming is, I watch it all the time. So I'm not gonna be like a hypocrite. I do argue to buy shit for sure.
Well, I'm not only advocating for like sales. Like I'm a collector, so like I like to have the physical thing in my hand. That's why every time we cover one of these superhero movies, I have the Blu-ray or the DVD.
Well, I just like the fact. I mean, I like collecting too. Don't get me wrong, but I also like the fact that once you have it, you have it. It's not going to get cycled out.
The site's not going
to go. Yeah, I think the site can't go down. I can't have my shit like
right. That's my whole problem with it. That's my whole problem with especially in gaming, like always online gaming and these multiplayer games. You buy a game with a disc, and then 5 years from now, and the servers go down, you can't play that game anymore. What's the point?
That drives me crazy. I hate when I get a game. I don't buy games anymore, obviously, but like when I get a game, I have to download it into the thing. Like I have the CD right here. I'd have to download it. Like I just want to play. I just want to play the damn game. So yeah, it's cool to have online shit, but it's just I feel there's too many like drawbacks. There's just enough drawbacks.
I don't mind it as long as digital media, as long as physical media is still there. You know what I mean? I don't like the trend that we're heading to phasing it out.
Yes. I hate how on laptops. I have a laptop. I have a Mac. I'm not gonna say that. I have a laptop that has like it's getting rid of its slots. So to play DVDs, I have to buy a DVD extended thing. Like, give me the slot so I can put it on my goddamn laptop and watch it.
Yeah, I know. Although I had to buy one for my PC too.
Yeah.
And honestly, the DVD drive is like $10. That is small attachment. So.
No, for you, yes. I do the big name brand, unfortunately. That's only compatible big name brand things. You know what I'm talking about.
Right. Oh, and
so the $10 thing is like a $60 thing. Like, are you kidding me?
No, I do not support.
Yes, I'm just saying.
Your crappy business practices. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you can't take something off and sell me it as a side for extra. What flawed? Like it's
I don't care how much better things run on it. If you purposely design something to break in 5 years, so you force you to buy another one, or take key features out, so you have to buy the upgrades for it. Fuck you! I'm not giving you my business.
Honestly, when I saw the box and I saw a thing like that, I was like, do I really want to buy it? I almost did not buy this thing because of that reason. Like, do I really want it that badly? I folded. But yeah, no, I refuse. Yeah. Let's get off our grumpy old man rants. Let's go to the box office of 2011. I gotta find it. There it is.
You're gonna have to do a set of numbers that doesn't have a movie in it.
I know. Well, we'll talk about it next week, but the top X amount of slot, the top 10, there's no, what should we call it? Superhero movies in the top 10.
Really?
Yep, the first superhero lands at 15. So they just cracked it. I know, right?
That is super surprising.
So thinking about, should I do the top 10 now? Thinking about it, or should I wait until the superhero comes out?
If there's no superhero, if we're not covering any of those movies, you can if you want.
Sure. Let's go number 10. Cars 2.
Boo.
Yeah. The first one's okay. The second one, not it.
That's the one with the truck as a spy, right?
Yes. Because there's 3 of them.
That's the stupid one starring the Larry the Cable Guy one, right?
Mater. Yeah.
Ugh. So garbage.
At number 9, a less garbage movie, I guess, is The Smurfs.
I have never watched a live action adaptation of an 80s cartoon, and I refuse to.
You're smart for that, TJ. They're
Like,
very smart.
I have fond memories of the Smurfs cartoon from the 80s.
Yeah.
That's a cool kid show, but man, I will not do it.
Because always like the way they adapt them is like the most bizarrely stupid,
Like, why are Smurfs
Hollywood
in the
way.
real world?
That like why? Like who's that for? Who are you selling this to?
They just wanted the actor in there so they could sell the actors. It's
and it was
stupid.
I think it was it Neil Patrick Harris at the time. I think
I don't remember. Doesn't
Pretty
matter.
sure it was him. It doesn't matter, man. And the fact that it did that well make top 10.
All kids are stupid.
Yeah. So number 8, The Hangover Part 2.
I seen the first one.
First one's good. The second one's a copy of it, so it was like subpar. And yeah, number 7,
That's all I had to say about that one.
Same. Number 7, Fast 5.
I don't think I think I know I definitely seen the first one. But I don't know if I've seen a single one past it. I might have seen the second one.
I have seen the first, a little bit of it. I've seen the second one. I've seen Tokyo Drift. I did not see 4. I think I saw Fast 5, but like years later after that was released. Skipped 6, saw 7. I've seen a lot of them. Wow.
Yeah, you're a fan, huh?
I do enjoy. They get dumber and dumber. I enjoy that aspect. Like the last one I saw was I think Fast 8, Fate of Furious. Yeah, and there was like no street racing. There was like one street racing scene in the whole movie.
Didn't they like spin that off into another series?
There's Hobbs and Shaw series.
Oh, there is
one movie, Hobbs and Shaw. It's good.
So stupid, but okay.
It's just dumb action flicks. Like I like this. It's just I'm eating my popcorn and turn my brain off. This is great.
Gotcha.
At number 6, Kung Fu Panda 2.
Never saw them.
They're enjoyable movies. I just watched the first one last night. Really good. Holds up. Number 5, Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol.
I never saw any Mission Impossible.
I know. Every time you say that, fucking blows my mind.
Seen every James Bond movie though.
Weirdo. Number 4, The Twilight Saga.
Except for the last one.
What was the last one?
The last
Spectre? No.
The last Daniel Craig one. No, you know what? I don't think. Maybe I didn't see the last two because the last one I seen was I want to say Fortress of Solitude, but the S one. You know that Solace. Quantum of Solace.
Quantum Solace. God, you like missed like 3 of them, I think, then. 4 or 3 of them.
That was the last one I saw.
That's a bad one. I was doing the writer's strike. It's not good. Yeah, number 4, The Twilight Saga. Twilight Saga. Breaking Dawn, that's a title. The Twilight Saga, Breaking Dawn, Part 1. That's so much to my title.
Which one is that?
That's the one before the last one.
Okay, so that's the last book, essentially?
If it's a Part 1, I assume so.
Okay, so that's the last book. Because it was in the trend where they always split the last book into 2 parts.
Because monies.
Yeah. I saw the first one, but I didn't see any of the other ones because they're terrible movies.
They are awful.
But I did read the books, and they're awful books.
We've had this conversation every time we talk about Twilight. I love it. That's funny to me.
But I just wanted to, I just want to admit that I know what they are.
Yep.
And I've seen the first movie, and I read the books, so I'm allowed to say how bad they are.
Yes, this grown man has seen Twilight, but not seen the Mission Impossible movie.
I saw the first Twilight movies with a girl. So. It was.
At number 3, one of my favorite series, Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger's Tides.
The fourth one?
Third. It's Pirates of the Caribbean, Black Pearl. Then Dead Man's Chest, I think. And then Stranger Tides.
Okay, so it was part of the original trilogy?
I think so.
Because I think the fourth one had something to do with mermaids?
Yeah, I checked out after the third or fourth one. I checked out this one, I think, is the last one I saw. The Fountain of Youth was the fourth. I don't know, man. They just tackle all the lore.
I know the fourth one had mermaids.
There's 5 of them, I think, then.
I didn't see the fifth one, but I definitely see the first 4.
You saw the first 4? So the fourth one is... Oh, I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't know.
Well, I know the Black Pearl is the first one.
Yes.
And then I think you're right about Dead Man's Chest.
And then...
I guess that would have to be Stranger Tides. I don't know. This is something so easy we can just look up.
I know. I just Googled it. So there's The Curse of the Black Pearl, Dead Man's Chest, and then 2007 was Caribbean 3 at World's End.
Okay, so Stranger Tides was the mermaid one.
Wow, weird. So I did not see the mermaid one.
I did. I actually did see that one.
Was it good?
No.
It's 2.5 hours. I'm not watching that. Jesus.
It was average at best. Let's just say that.
Well, guess what? That movie was so good, It made $1.045 billion worldwide.
It's got the pirate's name attached
Yeah,
to
exactly. Jesus, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5, 6 of them. Jesus, TJ. Well, there's one's coming out, and by the time this movie's
Yeah, but that one doesn't have Johnny Depp in it, does it?
Pirates of the Caribbean: Tales of the Code, Wedlocked. The movie, it's got low. What's coming out? August 2022. So it must have came out already.
Oh, it did.
I guess.
I don't think it had Johnny Depp in it though.
No, because he was going through his old bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a short. That's why. No wonder.
Oh, okay. Well, that doesn't count.
No. So there's 5 of these movies.
Okay.
Yeah, Stranger Tides. So number 2. Can you guess what number 2 is, TJ? During 2011, it's another film series. It's the third.
Well,
God, why can't they do 1, 2, and 3 anymore, TJ?
I can guess what the first one is, but I don't know what this one is.
It's based off of a beloved child's
and it's
80s
only
thing.
And it's only the second one. Transformers?
The Transformers, yeah.
Transformers 2?
It's Dark of the Moon. I don't know what number that is because they don't do titles or numbers. It's number 3.
Okay, whatever. And then number 1's Harry Potter.
Harry Potter
The Deathly
and
Hallows Part 1.
Part 2.
Oh.
Yeah. Good job, though. Good job. That made $1.3 billion, number 1.
It's Harry Potter.
Yeah, exactly.
I read those books too. The books are good. Movies, eh.
Yeah. They're so boring. I hate this movie so much. They're one-time watches, in my opinion.
I think I've seen the first 6 of them.
You didn't finish the series?
No.
You got 6 deep. You're like, you know what? This is where it ends. I respect that.
The first 5 were like, I was still like in high school when the first 2 or 3 came out. So it's like, there's nothing else to do, or you watch their own TV or whatever, you know?
Exactly.
So you just see them here and there. Number 6, I went to the movies with a girl, and then that was it. I didn't bother with the other ones.
You ever think about having kids and like them getting into the wrong fandom? Not the wrong fandom, but like a fandom you don't like care for.
I've never once considered having kids.
Oh man, I don't want children, but I always have fantasies of me with a kid. And like, damn, kid, you like Harry Potter? I gotta make fun of you now.
No, see, what usually happens when it comes to that is that a kid's into something so much that it usually gets the parents into it.
I will never. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong, but like, I'm still gonna ridicule my. Wow, this movie came out this year too. Why is it so low? It's so good. I will still ridicule my kid for it in a fun, jesty way, not to be like disown him or her kind of shit.
Anyway.
So I'm not that kind of person. Yeah, so that's the 2011 box office. Back to you, TJ.
I think we discussed the only big behind the scenes stuff already with
Big Duffy's death.
Yeah, we already did the box office. No real behind the scenes stuff. People seem to like this movie.
I don't know why.
Your opinions no longer count when it comes to these movies. Because
like, I don't see the appeal to this movie, TJ.
I mean, we know that your opinion, whatever your score is, just add like 2 to 3 points to it.
Whatever, you weirdo.
Because you're just wrong on so many levels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, you're going to see some of my points, and you're like, oh, yeah, he's right, actually.
Oh, I'm not a fan of this movie at all. But I'm just saying. I am a good judge of character on movies, and you're not.
I am a very good judge of character.
When your average score of all these animated movies is a 5 or lower, when some of them are really fantastic.
No, you're just
wrong.
A fanboy. You're a fanboy sometimes. You're just like, man, this is really good.
No, I am. You're just too cynical when it comes to some of this stuff. Like, you went on a rampage on the last movie because Bruce Wayne is not a philanthropist.
That really cemented my hatred for Bruce Wayne. I don't know why that movie did, but man, cannot stand.
It's such a ridiculous argument in a Batman movie.
No, he is the worst superhero in my opinion. He f***ing sucks on so many levels, TJ. I hate him. I f***ing hate him. Like, if I was in JLA and I found out who he was, like, you're a billionaire and you're doing this, I would have so much hatred for the guy. Like, you.
Do you know how many billionaires do the same thing?
Yeah,
in this world. That's just how the world works.
Yeah, that doesn't mean I want to see an entertaining thing.
You need to stop adding the real world into your comics.
I'm sorry.
Because that's not how it works.
That's why I hate comic books movies these days. That's why I hate these movies so much.
You're too steeped in the real world. It's why you're such a cynical.
I'm sorry. The world's a cynical place sometimes.
Yes, sometimes. Not all the times.
I'm not always cynical in my movie reviews.
Always.
And the comic book ones, yeah.
I don't think you've given a good score to any movie maybe 1 or 2, and they were superhero movies. And we've covered quite a few other movies by this point that weren't
TJ,
Superman.
no. We've reviewed the Alien franchise, TJ,
Okay.
which is notoriously to have what 2 good movies. We
All right.
reviewed dark fantasy movies that I did not want to watch. I picked 4.
Exactly.
I
Your
picked.
cynicism took over.
I'm not an '80s child's kid. I'm sorry, but we're reviewing
All-Star Superman.
All-Star Superman, All-Star Superman, All-Star Superman.
So before we get into it,
Oh God, what?
I own the DVD. What do you think's coming?
Oh,
Trailers and stuff.
boo! I'm just kidding. What trailer did you get for this whack ass movie?
I got 2 animated Superman cartoons.
Oh, how are they?
They were called Blast from the Past 1 and 2. They were weird.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like kind of like a Zod and ripoff because it pretty much told the story of 2 Kryptonians who rose up against the military and got sent to the Phantom Zone.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And one of them, they felt bad for one of them that she was only taking orders, so they reduced her sentence to 20 years in the Phantom Zone, but then Krypton flew up, so she was stuck in there.
Oh, wow.
And so Superman, discovering this because he just happens to have the history of all Krypton, apparently, and the Fortress of Solitude, he discovers that she was a 20-year site and she should have been released years ago, so he releases her. And at first she's like buddied up with Superman, and then, using, because she's on Earth, she's got superpowers because she's from Krypton. And they team up for a little while, and then she starts going psycho saying, we need to rule the world, and she frees the other guy, and it's a whole big thing. It's just a Zod story with a name replacement, which I found weird.
Really?
I was like wondering if maybe like they couldn't use Zod for some reason.
I don't see why they couldn't.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just weird that it was definitely the Zod story. I just didn't understand why they used the different names.
Okay, maybe it was like a legal thing, but no, the characters are all from the same thing, so you can use one, you can use them all, I assume, right? So
It might have been like a mandate from the movie section. You know how the movies sometimes don't let the TV side use characters for bullshit reasons.
what could have been the bullshit? I can't think of a bullshit reason. Whatever. Yeah, it's weird. That's weird.
Maybe they were working on Man of Steel at the time. Oh wait, no, this would have been in the 90s. Maybe they were working.
Yeah.
Maybe they were working on. No,
Exactly.
There was no Superman. I have no idea.
Maybe one of the TV shows we're mentioning. I don't know. Like that's a weird.
Maybe it was during the time where they were doing a Superman movie. You remember when they had
Wow, I wish Keanu Reeves,
Nicolas Cage as Superman. Maybe that was a thing at the time.
I thought his villain was supposed to be Brainiac or something, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, that's truly bizarre.
It felt like a Zod story, but
Yeah.
it's just random 2 Kryptonians with a similar story. I didn't get it.
Who knows? Maybe it's like an otherworld, elseworld thing.
Or maybe Zod, this is just a different thing, and that I don't exactly remember the animated series, like the story beats to it. So, But yeah, and then I got a trailer for Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1.
Wow.
That's why I thought it was number 1 at the box office.
Oh, okay.
Because I had the trailer for it, so I was like, oh, it probably came out this year. We got Superman, Batman, Apocalypse, we covered last week. Under the Red Hood, which we covered 2 weeks ago.
So good. That one I liked, right? No, I was kind of hard. Was I hard on that one?
I was hard on it.
You were hard on it, right?
Yeah.
I liked it.
I think you gave it a 5.
Don't say that.
I think you did.
I think I had to give it a 6. I remember like the ending monologue I felt either made an average or
the only thing you really like.
Yeah. Because I don't remember the rest of the movie, honestly. So yeah.
It's funny how your memory tells you different things.
Oh, my memory's so bad sometimes. I have a good long-term memory, but this short-term memory shit is not it. I gotta read more.
All right. And the last trailer I got is for DC Universe Online.
No way!
Okay.
You know that server is shut down.
Actually, I was thinking about that. It's like, was that still going? I don't think it is. It can't be, right?
Anyways.
All right. I guess we could jump into this.
Hell yeah.
Movie thing. Before we do jump into it, I want to note that I have read the comics before.
Okay.
But I didn't read them.
Did you read them recently for this?
Actually, I read it before we started the podcast.
Oh, okay.
So it's recent, kind of, but I'm not as familiar with it. Like, I've noticed some changes from the comic adaptation, but I won't note all of them because I'm just not that familiar with it. And I didn't reread it because I wasn't really a fan of the comic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm just not. I didn't think this is supposed to be the seminal Superman story, the one everyone loves, and I'm just not into it. It's a little too fantastical,
I can see that. I could definitely see that.
and a little like there's a lot of stuff that is random. It feels like
Yes. I have a thing I want to say about that, but yes.
like we open up with them like someone saying, I guess it's Lex Luthor talking about the origin of Superman while Superman's trying to save this spaceship from crashing into the sun. This scientist crashing into the sun.
Yeah.
And I have no idea who the scientist is.
Nope.
I don't think he has anything outside of the All-Star Superman thing. I mean, I could be wrong about that, but I've never even heard of him before.
No.
So, and like they don't use characters like well-established characters from the Superman series, obviously from Lex Luthor and stuff like that.
I like that.
So, like, it's just weird the choices they made.
Yes.
And for us, the seminal book that everyone's supposed to laud and stuff, and I'm like, I don't see it.
That's fair.
So,
I can definitely see people not liking this.
So my criticisms of this movie is going to be mostly the comic in general.
Okay.
Because the movie kind of hits just all the beats that they can in an hour and 16 minutes from a 12-issue miniseries.
Oh, 12 issues?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, they hit all the major beats, so forth and so forth, but I don't know. I'm just not a fan.
That's fair.
All right. So, like I said, that was the origin, and stuff happens.
Wait, are you starting the review already?
Yeah, I already had started it.
Oh, whoa. Before we start, TJ, DC Showcase, Green Arrow.
Oh, I forgot.
Come on, man.
I already started the movie review with the origin of Lex Luthor going the origin and the scientist crashing into the sun.
Oh, well, we gotta pause that. Back up a few minutes and talk about DC Showcase from the last one.
I forgot. You actually watched the Green Arrow DC Showcase. Go ahead.
It was good. I give it a 7 out of 10. Let's start the review.
Wow. Okay. You actually
there's not much said. Yeah, I liked it a lot, actually.
I'm surprised.
I liked it because it was just, this felt like a showcase. This felt like, okay, you're showing me off to the thing, the guy, he does his thing.
Wait, what felt like a showcase? The Green Arrow or the movie?
Yeah, honestly, both. But the Green Arrow movie.
Go ahead, you can continue your explanation.
Yeah, I like the guys, I like all the characters. I mean, there were moments when they're like running around shooting arrows at each other. Like, this is kind of ridiculous. Like, I get you kind of have to detach yourself from. Like, this is really stupid looking.
But that's what you have to say. That's comic books.
Yes. And I thought to myself, he can dodge bullets, but the one thing that hits him is an arrow. Sure, okay. But yeah, I like Doctor. Who's the main guy?
Count Vertigo.
Vertigo, like that. Liked all this stuff. It makes me want to watch more. It was well animated, like the early 2000s animation, like it. Yeah, I don't have much to complain about it.
Green Arrow is also a pretty cool character in his own right. So
yes. So yeah, 7 out of 10. It's good.
All right. Can I go back into the review now?
Of course you can.
All right. So Superman's saving this guy from crashing into the sun because they're going to the sun for reasons.
That's it. 4 reasons.
I don't remember exactly what the explanation they gave was.
The harness power from it or some shit.
Say it was some ridiculous reason.
It's for comic book reasons.
Yeah. Anyway, so they go there, and then a monster evolves that's on the spaceship with the scientists, and he starts attacking things. It's like, I'm going to destroy this place or whatever, because Lex Luthor sent me. Oh, no. Then we cut over to the Daily Planet where, hey, Lex had lied about something, so now he's going to go on trial or something.
I wish I could make funny for saying or something, but that's the best explanations we get. The yada yada. We start in the middle of a story, I guess, and it's just yada yadas over a lot of shit. Like, this happens. Okay, I know this happens. And then this happens, and that's going to happen.
Then we cut over to Lex Luthor.
Hold on. You can forget the funny bit in that part, TJ.
What, Jimmy Olsen in a dress?
Yeah.
Why was that funny?
Because they put a man in a dress in 2011.
Okay.
They don't explain it like
no, that's why I skipped over it. There's the one guy, I forget his name, he's the sports reporter at the Daily Planet, Lumbar, I think his name is. He says, were you undercover trying to get a story? And Jimmy's like, no. And that was it.
Yeah.
So I guess funny how he wears a dress.
Or else it's like
And
being progressive, I guess. Like, I don't know what the stance are trying to take with that, but
I don't know. People who wear dresses are funny. I
huh, huh.
don't know. It's stupid. Meanwhile, Lex is playing in virtual reality.
Yeah.
And Colonel or somebody comes in and says, "Hey, you're supposed to be helping us, not doing whatever it is you're doing." And he like chokes him and excuse me, either kills him or knocks him out. I don't know. And then Superman saves the man. My notes are really bad for this one.
Superman saves the space crew from crashing into the
Yeah,
sun.
but my notes literally say saved, new superpowers, dying.
I mean, that's what happens.
So Superman saves the spaceship by having them open the airlock and sucking the monster out of it, and then pulling the spaceship away from the sun because he can use his. He's developed new superpowers that allows him to use his electromagnetic force to create a shield around the spaceship.
I had such a big eye roll over this because, like, this is really ridiculous. Like, that's really stupid.
And then we get back to Earth, and are they testing him here?
Yep, the test is super strength.
Okay, they're testing the super strength, and apparently he's getting even stronger and stronger, but he's got sun radiation.
Oh no.
Solar, and he's dying.
The thing that's supposed to make him strong is killing him, TJ?
Yeah, and this is my whole problem with this.
Yeah.
It's like, Superman's gonna die? What? And this is, so like, this whole story is Superman supposed to be doing his greatest feats, and then he's supposed to die.
Yeah.
And one, the feats aren't all that impressive.
You don't think so?
He literally answers a riddle from a Sphinx.
A pointless, dumb riddle. Like, not even like a mind-bending riddle. It's like, oh, we've heard this thousands of times.
We'll get to that, but like, it wasn't very creative.
No.
I don't know. I didn't like it, and I also don't like the idea of, oh, the sun's gonna kill Superman, as if he's never going up to the sun and used it to recharge himself over and over again.
I agree with that, but he probably never gotten this close to it. But also, like, we've seen that done so many times. I accept it. Actually, it's like, yeah, they like the thing that makes you so. We saw it in the Hulk movie, I think, or some more version of something. Oh, you're so strong because you keep absorbing power. Let's just overdose you on that thing and kill you that way. Yeah, it makes sense. I like it. Spoiler: I like this movie a lot, TJ. I love this movie to death. Fucking love this movie. Unironically, I love this movie. And simply for the fact it feels like a showcase for Superman. It's not a cohesive story. It's not great. And it's not like a deep movie. It's like, oh, he does this and that and cool. Like, it's cool. It's like, it makes you want to watch more Superman stuff and read Superman comics. This is how I feel a proper showcase should be.
Okay.
That's why I just love this movie. So I'm going to defend the shit out of it a lot. Sorry.
That's fine. That's good, because I'm not a fan of it.
I understand, and I get why you're not a fan of it. Like, yeah, I would hate it too normally, but for some reason, it sat right.
Okay, well, so we find ourselves on opposite ends of the spectrum again.
But on different sides of the spectrum.
Yeah, okay.
Oh.
Weird.
Right?
I did not expect that. But, like, alright, we'll get to it later. So Superman's dying.
Whatever you're going to argue, I probably agree with, but for some reason, it just sits well with me. So
Superman's dying, right?
Yes.
So then after that, Clark Kent shows up.
Yes.
At the Daily Planet.
This movie portrays Clark Kent as Superman very well for an animated movie. Like, I was truly like this is just as good as Chris Reeves' version of Clark Kent and Superman. Like, the balance of those two, like the buffoonery of Clark Kent, and it's like, it was just, wow, TJ, wow. I got heavy Chris Reeves vibes. Like, I'm enjoying this. Give me more, please.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think I'm just so numb to it at this point, the Clark Kent stuff, that I just assume that's how everyone portrays him now.
No, I'll go on my rant right now, for sure. But, like, I feel like, wow, god damn it. This made me a Superman fanboy, TJ. Like, the way you feel about Batman, I love Superman now. Like, I want more. I feel like there's never been a good on-screen adaptation, live-action-wise, of Superman, and I feel like this, even though it's not a great story, but it just makes you want more. Like, yes, this is what it should be. I want more of this.
Good. Maybe you'll stop being so hard on them then.
Who, Superman?
Yeah.
Live-action, probably not, because I want good Superman live-action.
No, I mean the animated stuff.
Probably, yeah. This is great.
Because the last Superman movie, which was with Supergirl, was good, and you hated it.
I did, didn't I?
Yes.
I know. I might have to go watch it that again, because Superman, man, he's where it's at. Not Batman. This is the guy.
Look, I'm a fan of Superman. I
I know.
always defended Superman. I'm not one of those people who are like Batman's best and Superman sucks. No, I'm always a huge fan of Superman, and I think it's ridiculous that Batman gets as much spotlight as he does.
And that's my problem with Batman. It's just I'm so oversaturated with the guy. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Like he's not that. He's a terrible guy.
Right? They need to stop trying to turn Superman into Batman and just focus on the fact that he's Superman.
Yes.
Like
yes.
Superman's popular as Batman from the 40s for a reason.
Exactly. And I think this movie does that justice. It's a nice showcase of like, this is why we like him.
Well, that's kind of my problem with it. Like, the movie is a showcase, but it doesn't focus on the right things.
Really?
Yeah. Like, they show him doing these incredible feats, but they don't, like, show him doing the things that makes him Superman.
The small, nice gestures. Like, I agree with that, yeah.
Like, sure, he's dying and stuff, but he would make time to get a cat out of a tree.
Exactly.
How long would that take to animate, you know?
Exactly.
He would talk somebody off a roof if they're about to jump or something like that. And, you know, it's just, that part of it's missing for me, and it just feels like an epic adventure.
Yeah, and it did felt like when we get to it later, his mom and dad part, it felt kind of cheated. Like, you're not telling your mom you're dying?
Yeah,
it's like, come on, bro.
It felt lacking in areas.
It does. But again, it's like a montage of his greatness, I guess.
Well, it's a splash of the end of his life, essentially.
Yeah.
Anyway, where was I? Clark Kent.
He does save a dog and a kid from getting hit from a car before he shows up as Clark Kent. So there's that. There's a split second. You can miss it if you blink, but he does do that.
I think I was taking notes.
Yeah, he does it because he's flying. Because the news head guy is counting down. And Clark Kent's not here in 5 seconds. He's fired. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But during those 5 seconds, Superman flies to the building, saves the dog and kid, and then changes into Clark and shows up just in time so he gets to get fired. That's the whole bit.
Okay. And then we cut over to the FBI arresting Lex Luthor, I think?
Yes. And he gives up willingly.
Yes, he does. His plan is so stupid.
Well, what's his plan?
Exactly.
Exactly. There's like... That's why I like this movie, because it's just not asking you to think hard. It's like, just enjoy the ride. Like, okay, movie. Gotcha. There's not going to be no heavy philosophical bullshit in here. Just enjoy the goddamn ride. Like, got it.
And so after they arrest Luthor, he goes to Lois and he tells her he's Superman as Clark Kent.
Yeah, I like that. Like, okay, get out the way. Great. No, will they, won't they? Will he, won't he? Shit. Like, great.
And this is kind of like my problem with this.
What?
He's dying, and now he decides to tell her he's Superman.
Well, yeah.
And like, it just feels like it's a selfish move.
Why?
Because he's dying, now he tells her everything. He gets sure he'll get what he wants, but now she's got to deal with the fact that he's gone afterwards.
I guess to a point, yeah.
So it's like she would have been probably better off if she just never knew it.
Yeah, but he's probably just not thinking that aspect. He's just thinking,
yeah, I want to get laid. It's what he's thinking.
I don't think that. I mean, I guess, yeah, that's always his MO for some reason. But, you know, spend time with her and make her happy.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
Happy. Yeah.
I don't know. It also feels like a plot point. Like, we need to get Superman to tell Lois he's Superman so we can give her the serum so Lex can figure out the serum for later. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess.
So, like, everything is kind of connected, but it doesn't feel connected in the way that it's natural. It feels like we need this here so that we can get to here later.
It felt natural to me, but also, like you said earlier, everything's so over the top. He's got robots. He's got the Titanic and shit like that. So it's like so over the top, like I just accept it. Like, it's too much for me to question and nitpick. So, like, you know what? It, why not? There's time travel.
Yeah, sure, I know. And then, but like another thing, he's showing her the fortress.
Yes.
And then he's just got this giant sunny-in creature in a pit feeding it.
Loved it.
But just so it could come back later.
Yeah.
Like, it would have been fine if they were just showing, because Superman has a zoo in his thing.
Yes.
And he's just showing, oh, look, this is my pet sun eater. And then it never comes back. That would have been fine.
But I like that it comes back later. Like, oh, it came back later. Nice. Because you think, okay, this could be fine. Oh, it died. We'll cut this apple. Like, oh. I was like, no, not Sunny the Sun Eater. Like, no.
But, like, how did it know it needed them?
Because movie. For some reason, I was like so cool with everything in this movie.
I
Even the time
understand that.
travel shit, I was like, whatever.
And
Whatever.
I'm happy that you like this movie. I really am. I'm because people really like this movie, and I know I'm in the minority of this because this story has been praised.
I don't know
But
why.
it's so illogical to me.
Oh, it really is. It really is.
It doesn't make sense, a lot of it.
It doesn't. Like, everything you're saying is so valid. I was thinking to myself, like, why is the Sun Eater here? Why is this? Like, why is all this happenstance shit happening? Like, just the way it needs to happen. Because movie's got a movie, story's got a story.
And, like, so he's showing her around the fortress, and then she sees a cracked door open with smoke coming out. She peeks in, and it looks insidious what happens, and then he says, "Don't go in there." And it's like, and it's revealed later that the smoke that was coming out of it, for some reason, gives people paranoia.
It's like, why?
Yeah.
So she can shoot him, and later to prove that he doesn't have kryptonite poisoning anymore.
Right.
He's super powerful.
And it makes Lois seem like an idiot because she's like all of a sudden suspecting Superman of things that Superman would never do, and she would know that.
Yeah.
And two, why didn't he just explain it in the first place?
Exactly.
Like,
especially because he's dying. Why hold out anything at this point?
You're right. Why are you hiding in this one room? You wanted to surprise her with a birthday present?
Right.
It makes no sense. Just or just say that, hey, I don't want you to go in there because I'm doing something for your birthday. Don't say you can't go in there. Everywhere you go, anywhere else but here. You know, that's what every serial killer ever says.
Oh, so good. He's just so good. It's so good.
I don't know.
Everything you're saying, again, so valid, because this movie is just like, has to happen for the movie to make sense. Like, no, this isn't really... It's like it's almost lazy how it's made, the story.
That's my prior problem with it.
It feels like it just came out of high school, my first draft. Great. Let's not edit anything. That's all in the nose. Let's do it. Like, okay.
It feels like, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened.
Yes.
And then she's having dinner with Superman, and she's like, and she's still not buying that he's Clark Kent.
I like that though.
Which is fine, but then she brings up a good point. So okay, you're Clark Kent. So you've just been lying to me forever?
Yep.
And he's like, oh, yeah, I guess I have been.
But at the same time, he kind of has to protect her.
Apparently not.
Well, he's dying now, so if he dies, he can't protect her anymore.
Then he can't protect her.
Yeah.
So who cares if he told her before? At least he would have been able to protect her then.
No, because you get what I'm saying. Like, I tell you while I'm alive, and somehow that word gets out, they'll come after you and use you as advantage against me.
Yeah, but
once I'm dead.
That's all null and void when they get married in the actual continuity and nothing.
Well, yeah, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this movie.
I know, and I get it. It's the classic, I can't tell you my secrets. And look how well that ever goes for any superhero.
I agree. Trust me, I agree. That's why I hate superhero shit sometimes. Like, oh my god, just tell them, man. Who cares?
But like, the way she said it is like, you've been lying to me, not only just about this thing, but ever since we've met, you've done nothing but lie to me.
Yeah.
So, and not only are you lying to me as Superman, but also as Clark Kent.
Yes.
And having two identities and two people that I care about, that's an even worse betrayal.
Worse betrayal. Making it sound insidious. It's making it sound terrible, huh?
It is terrible.
I don't think so. It's not the worst thing he could do to her, obviously. It's the least worst thing Superman could do to her.
As Clark Kent, he's been trying to woo her.
Yes, because he's trying to win her over as a human, yes.
But yet he can't tell her he's Superman because she's afraid that he'll save her. And yet, if anybody ever found out he was Clark Kent, he's still putting her in danger.
Sure.
So, just telling her would have put her in the same amount of danger.
Yes. 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 Hey man, superhero identities are dumb. What can I say?
I don't want to. I'm not trying to make you hate this movie.
I'm not gonna hate this movie. You're not gonna make me hate this movie at all.
I'm not trying to influence your. I want you to give it a good score, but I just have so many issues with it.
As you should, because this movie has a lot of issues with it.
Anyway, okay. So my next note is drugged birthday power, present power.
Yep. And it's so dumb. Like, first of all, why does he have robots? Why does he need robots?
I don't know.
And why is he so lazy he doesn't even name them? I'm Robot 1. I'm Robot 2. I can't name him Fred, Steve, Sarah. Like, come on, man.
Like, in current continuity, he does have a robot in the fortress called Helix, but as far as I know, it's only one robot.
And he named it. I respect that.
And it's not, like, it doesn't have, it's not human-shaped with a Superman cape.
Yeah.
It actually looks like WALL-E a little bit.
That's perfect.
So... It's just I don't. It's just so stupid.
There's a lot of stupid shit in this movie. That's why I love it, TJ. Know what this is? This is the Superman version of the Batman movie you hate and I like. There's a lot of random stupid shit that makes kind of no sense, but kind of does in this context.
The Superman Batman movie, which one?
This is the Batman movie you like, or you hated that I like, the 60s one, Adam West.
Oh, yeah, okay. I got you.
I feel it's got kind of got the same vibes going on. You just got to accept that at face value. You can't overthink it.
Yeah, why can't you do that with all the other ones?
I don't know. Because they actually have stories, that's why. This is no story to this. The story is he's dying, he's trying to do shit. It's not deep. Some things try to provoke emotion from you, and it doesn't do it for me. And so I just get angry at it. Like, you tried doing something, but you didn't do it right for me, so I hate you.
Okay.
That's it.
Anyway.
The movies try acting smart sometimes, they're not smart. Where this one's like, I don't think it's trying to act smart.
Okay.
I don't see the screenwriters like, oh, we did something really clever here. Like, no, there's like, whatever. This happens, here, then. Like, we had the hand of script in, let's do it tonight. That's what it felt like.
Okay. Anyway, so he created a serum so she can have superpowers for 24 hours.
Because, why does he have that power?
Because he studied his... because apparently... Not only is his strength getting stronger from the solar radiation, but so is his intelligence and creativity. Sure. So now he's super intelligent man.
Sure, why not?
That's the only explanation I have. That he's able to create this serum all of a sudden. And so Lois gets superpowers for the day, and she's technically Superwoman, which sometimes she's Superwoman, and it's weird with her.
Which honestly, though, I'm thinking about getting, if someone gave me that vial, I would not drink that. Because 24 hours to be a god, and then you just lose all that, I would go crazy afterwards. I would
kind of does.
Yeah, I could, exactly, that would happen. I could fly. I could see things you guys will never be able to see normally. You can never have a normal life after that. There's nothing, that seems so terrible as a gift. I went to space, motherfuckers, and just looked at the marbly blue oceans we have and just shed a tear, and it flew away in space. And then I had to land and become a human again. That sounds awful. God, that's what you never give someone as a gift. Anyways, sorry.
So do you remember the alternate Justice on Two Earths movie where they fought the alternate evil versions of themselves?
Yeah.
Well, Lois Lane was Superwoman in that. So that's what I mean. Sometimes she's
Superwoman. That was her? That was Lois Lane?
That was Lois Lane, yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Man, DJ, I really like the DC universe so much more than MCU. You have no idea.
So do I.
God, I was watching this. I just like the villains more and all these. God damn it, man. These are just so much more entertaining and just they made me feel good in this. I like this shit.
That's why I can go in depth into the comic books in DC. And anytime we cover a Marvel thing, I have to do research.
Yes,
because I have no idea because I don't read Marvel comics.
Oh man, I'm not saying Marvel's bad or anything. It's just DC's where it's at for me.
No, my cousin is a huge Marvel fan. That's all he reads is Marvel comics. He hates DC. He didn't even know who Lex Luthor was.
Oh.
He has no clue whatsoever about the DC universe. So it's so people really can get in. It just depends on your taste.
Yeah, and exactly. I'll never judge someone liking Iron Man and whoever person in Marvel. I get it. It's art, so I understand.
All right, so Lois has got superpowers now, and they're flying around. And
hold on. We gotta mention. No, we don't. Never mind.
So they're flying around, and then reptiles start invading from the center of the earth. What?
It's so good. It's so good.
But before we get into that, because I skipped the part, Lex Luthor gets found guilty for crimes against humanity and is sentenced to death. That's dark.
Death. Is it dark though? He does some heinous shit.
True, but they actually show his execution later.
They do. I was like, man.
Okay. So, reptiles invaded, and then when Superman and Superwoman, and we're just going to go with Lois, shows up, two guys are already fighting the reptiles.
Yes.
Samson and Atlas.
Atlas 2?
Atlas 2?
Yeah. Unless he said Atlas TOO, but I thought it was Atlas number 2.
I can look. See. It's weird. When I look at the list of voice actors, I don't see Atlas and
Samson
on here.
I just Google it. And it's funny, these characters were made just for these things, I feel, for this movie. Or for this comic strip.
Well, these two are apparently time-traveling heroes, and I think you're right, because I've never heard of Atlas And
even the guy that's chasing them, the Sphinx, I had to Google it and like, oh, it stars in this and only this. Like they made it just for this book. Weird, but I like it.
yeah, so
But I think it's just Samson and Atlas.
Yeah, like there is a page on Atlas. He has a small part in, like, he was in one comic in 1948 and 1965.
Okay.
So like there's some, but I think this is his biggest role.
Yeah.
That's Atlas. Samson, I know there's a non-continuity story where Lois Lane and Lana Lang go back in time and are time traveling heroes.
Oh my god.
And they end up, Lois, I think, ends up marrying Samson.
Oh wow.
And Lana ends up marrying Hercules.
Wow.
So this is why these are this is why this is weird to me. Like, these are just random characters from a non-continuity thing. That's where I thought they were from, but I'm not even seeing that.
I'm just eating this up, TJ. This is the kind of weirdness in this movie I like. It's literally just throwing shit at a wall and see what sticks, and everything's sticking for me, TJ.
Anyway, we're enough of the comic bullcrap with these two, because it makes no sense. Atlas and Samson, two people I have no idea in Superman lore. Like, I know Samson from... Isn't he the guy with the long hair from Christian mythology? If you cut his hair, he gets weaker?
Oh my god, TJ. Maybe. Sure. Why not?
I think that's Samson. I could be wrong about that. And Atlas is the Titan who holds up the freaking Olympus on his shoulders. So it's like, are these guys or what?
So good.
And it's just, the note just says Atlas as a credit, so I don't see two, by the way.
That's fine.
But like in the comic, I do remember this Atlas Samson trial thing, because they're both all hitting on Lois.
Yes.
Superman's like, stop hitting on my girl. You just told her you're Superman yesterday.
Yeah, but he claims her as his now, man. That's how society
because
works.
that's how that works. You can just claim that they're yours. And Lois is kind of like, you've been lying to me forever. You can deal with their stupid trials.
Yep.
But in the comics, the trials go on like a little longer. There's like 3 different trials.
Well, I'm glad we didn't have time for that shit.
Yeah, we didn't have time. It was stupid. The Samson Atlas thing really bothered me in this story.
Too sexist for you?
No, it was just stupid and nonsensical. Who are these guys? Why do I care about these guys? Oh, they're just time travelers out of nowhere. Yeah. It's like, why? What's this here for? What does this have to do with anything?
It shows how strong Superman is and how smart he is when he gets to the crocodile thing or the Sphinx thing.
He has 1,000 villains that are as strong as him.
Well, but these guys are different.
I didn't like that.
I like it. I liked it.
Anyway.
I like the cockiness, and there's like, yes, we're great heroes. We came to save you from these lizard people. Oh, yeah. They're just wrestlers, TJ. Yes, they're just wrestlers doing wrestler shit. And I was like, great. Give me more of this.
That Atlas and Samson stirred up the dinosaur people who live in the center of the earth, apparently. This is the first time I've ever hearing about this, by the way.
Perfect.
They call us the uprising, and so Superman's got to go talk to the dinosaur chief and say, "Hey, what's going on here?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I figured. Don't worry about it. You're cool." And then we never see the dinosaur people again.
Nope.
And then apparently, and
this is to me mentally it's not, but it's like an homage to like the Mole Men. Because
no, I don't think it was.
It's not, but in my mind, my nerd canon, it is.
And then Atlas and Samson, I don't know which one of them, gives Lois this radioactive necklace that can kill her.
Yes.
That they stole from this thing called the Ultra Sphinx.
Yes.
Is that what it was called? The Ultra Sphinx?
Uh-huh.
Whatever. Anyway, so, and they're like, yeah, we came to you because, we're time travelers and we know you're dying and that you do these great things, including solving the great mystery riddle that that's why we're here. We need your help because the Sphinx is coming after us. And then the Sphinx shows up and he's got Lois because she's wearing the necklace and she's going to die. And the Sphinx is like, answer my riddle. If you don't, there's death. If you do, she lives. And then he asks, what happens when the immovable object hits the unstoppable force? Yeah, irresistible force. And then Superman thinks about it and he says, they surrender.
That answer will do.
Yeah. I don't get it.
Neither do I. No.
Am I missing something here?
Is this a metaphor for man who's dying? Like, what the f is going on? It must be a metaphor for that. It's just like I don't like.
If the unstoppable force hits the immovable objects, they surrender. I guess they stop each other. They both stop.
No, or they surrender what they're doing. I don't know.
That's what I mean. They both they surrender to each other. What?
Yeah, maybe the one that's going stops. The other one that stopped is now going. So they surrender what they were doing. Who knows? Who knows, TJ?
I don't know. It does. I didn't get it.
So good. I love it so much. And I just like that these two bigger than life guys came from time travel, came to f things up. We're like, actually, can you help us? Actually, we don't know what to do. We f***ed up. We're like, that's good, man. I love it.
And then after he saves them, he's like, haha, but we still have challenges. We still want Lois.
Like, brother, I just showed you I'm better than you right now.
And they're like, so are you going to do it? And he's like, fine. And he arm wrestles them both at the same time and wins. And so I guess he won Lois as a prize.
Even though he kind of already had her as a prize. But yeah, so
and then then he's like, there's something I always wanted to do, and he takes her to the moon and kisses her.
Oh, it's good. I got so many vibes from the original Superman movies, the Christopher Reeve ones. Like, this is good. These are good.
I mean, I could see that, but I was just not feeling it.
They know how I feel most movies, DJ. Like, this is not doing it.
Anyway, after the kiss and stuff, Lois's powers wear off, and that was the end of her birthday.
Man, she did lots with that powers, huh?
Yeah, didn't she? She just sat there and got hit on for most of it.
Yep, just sexually harassed for a good portion of her birthday. Happy birthday, Lois. Yeah.
Well, we set up that part of the movie so that we can have the climax later. Let's move on to the next part.
Yep.
So Clark Kent goes to visit Lex Luthor in prison to get an interview, I guess. And as he's interviewing him, Lex is being, a dick, essentially.
Oh, let's talk about Lex real quick. Lex, the guy who's voice acting Lex, TJ, phenomenal. It sounded like Gene Hackman to me.
It did sound like Gene Hackman. You're right.
Yeah, it's just like the better version of Gene Hackman's character. Looks like the Lex I like. Sounds like the Lex I like. It's like, this is amazing. I needed this. He's a cocky son of a bitch who's all about strength and being better naturally, smarter. It's just, god damn it, TJ.
Well, and that's kind of my thing. The voice acting kind of distracted me because none of the voice acting feels like it should be in a Superman story.
Really?
Like, it feels like this is a completely alternate take on Superman altogether.
In which way?
Like, even the voice act, like, Superman doesn't sound like Superman normally sounds. You know what I mean?
I can see that wasn't as Superman-y as it could have been, but I liked
all of the characters sounded different from what they normally sounded like.
That's fair.
So, like, it feels like a completely different take on Superman, like an alternate reality Superman almost.
This is a good take from me.
But I now that you're bringing it up, there is a lot of Christopher Reeve Superman stuff I didn't even pick up on.
And that's why I really loved it. Like, damn, they're like doing justice to, like, hey guys, Christopher Reeve was it, right? Like, yeah, he was pretty much it.
All right, so Lex is being Lex. You just wanted to talk about the voice actor.
Yeah, it's just like this, and I just like this rendition of, like, just Lex being Lex. This is how Lex Luthor is. I like it. He's so confident and cocky and just
he's just he's so much better than everybody else. He's like, look at my muscles. These are earned muscles.
Yes.
Superman has everything given to him.
And
but I like you, Clark Kent. You are human and stuff like that.
Well, see, I like that because the way he talks down to people in this movie, he does it like not me being like not trying to be a dick, but he's like, I like you because you're weaker and like lesser. Whereas in like the other movies, he just is a dick to be a dick. Like this one, he kind of means it in a good way and a nice way as Lex can be, and that's what I like about it. Like the Gene Hackman movie, he's like, oh Otis, you buffoon, like go f yourself.
Well, he does got a buffoon side character in this too.
And that reminded me of his cousin in another movie.
Yeah,
there's just so many like retro vibes to this movie, like references. Like I can watch this on repeat all day, TJ.
I like there are some good lines in it. Like one Lex is like, he asked Clark, if you had Superman powers, what would you do it? And he doesn't hesitate. I'd help people. He's like, Lex would say, of course you would, as if that's a bad thing.
So good. It's so good. And then Lex says what he says to the priest later, I forget what he says, was like, damn, Lex, that's pretty good. Oh, you stink of irrational.
Yeah.
It's like, god damn it, this guy's full of one-liners.
Yeah, like there's some good ideas here, no doubt about it. It's just I don't think they come together in a cohesive way.
No, they don't. They don't. This movie is like a lot of ideas that could be future movies or whatever. For sure. This is like a good starting off point for a lot of things that could happen. But yeah, you're right. This is not a cohesively well-made story. But
And why is Lex Luthor just allowed to walk around the entire penitentiary?
because it's fucking Lex Luthor, man. I love it. Like, of course, why not? He's got armed guards, but
Just going everywhere is out, but everyone else is locked behind a cell.
I know. Well, because he's got access to an interview. That's why.
What, like,
And they figure he got him, so he's gonna die. I don't know. It's just. I thought the same thing. Like, why are they walking around? Why is he making robots and all that shit? Like, why is he doing all this? He's a genius.
Not even why is he doing all this? That's fine because he's Lex Luthor, but why is he allowed to do all this?
Yes.
Why is he locked in solitary confinement on death row somewhere?
Why is he, when he's walking through Prisoner Row, is there a robot with a weightlifting thing, right, TJ?
What? Wait, what?
When they're walking through Prisoner Row with the interview,
right?
They go through some, like, the super villains, and then before they get to the
robot's
public.
Metallo.
Does he have muscle?
He was a human turned into a robot.
So mentally, he needs to be doing it because that's what he probably does back then. Okay, that's a robot. He doesn't need to be lifting right now.
Oh, what is he lifting? Like,
he's got a barbell.
I thought he was reading a book.
No, he's fucking lifting.
Oh,
he's fucking getting his arm.
Yeah, he was. I think that was Metallo, and I'm pretty sure if it was Metallo, he was a soldier who volunteered to get kryptonite because at the time the military was afraid of Superman, and
of course.
So I guess it is a mental thing. I didn't even pick up on it, so I was having so many problems with some of the other things that I was just like.
See, the problems you were having, getting angry about, I was just enjoying it. Like, whatever, sure, I'm not going to question this shit.
I'm not saying I was getting angry with it. It's just.
She's like, why?
It's not like I don't hate what I'm seeing. It's not that kind of thing. It's just why are you making this decision? Why is this here? I don't understand this movie, I don't think. I didn't understand the comics either, to be fair, though. It was like, it was just the same randomness to it all.
Yeah. Like I said, I think it's just a highlight. That's all it is.
Like, there are, like, scenes in this movie that are panel for panel.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when he breaks out later, Lex, and he goes to his niece's lair, and he builds that robot, those two robots. We'll get to that a little later. But that's, like, panel for panel.
That's awesome.
So as they're going down Death Row, you see not Death Row, the Rogues Gallery, essentially. You see, like, Metallo, and then we come across a Superman villain named Parasite. Have we ever discussed Parasite? I'm sure we have.
I feel like we have, because he does look. He felt really familiar to me. Yeah. I don't think we never needed to on the podcast, so maybe not.
I think he was in one of the movies.
Was he?
Yeah. Anyway, if we haven't, he drains people's powers to make himself even stronger and stronger. And when he gets Superman's power, he becomes even more powerful. He just drains
energy,
essentially. Yes. And I don't know what happened here, how he was able to drain energy from behind a cell.
My mind was Superman's over-radiated from the sun, as you saw from his Parasite's vision. Like, Superman was just all energy. He's like, I can just take it excessively right now. It was just emitting off of him, so it probably went through the cell that way.
Oh, okay.
That made sense to me. Again, they don't tell you how this shit's happening.
He normally has to touch someone to drain someone's energy.
Which he's doing for the rest of the thing, but I'm thinking...
Actually, I didn't get that. I got that somehow Lex caused this.
Could have been.
That's what I got, because Lex stops him in front of Parasite when this all happens.
Oh, he's just so confident. I thought, he's so good. He's so good, TJ. Damn it. He doesn't flinch at Parasite once. No, because I don't think he would cause it, because he does beat the shit out of him later.
Yeah, I know. That's why. But at first, when I first saw it, I thought it happened.
Oh, okay. Now I'm just thinking Superman's so irradiated with the heat. Which is like, this whole time this interview's going on, I'm on my edge of my seat. Honestly, he's like, does Lex know he's Superman? Because I feel like there's so many hints and clues that like Lex sees that.
But he's not.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Parasite gets his power and breaks out of a cell, and then essentially a prison riot happens, and like you get guards and prisoners fight in, and Parasite's still trying to find the source of the Superman, drain his power and stuff like that, and it all escalates with Parasite fighting, because Lex is also trying to get Clark out because he's trying to help him escape, and Clark is, helping while still hiding his identity and stuff.
So good.
And then, Parasite corners them and Clark uses stumbles and triggers an earthquake by slamming his foot down, so Lex doesn't suspect, and traps Parasite under the earth, and then Lex goes down and starts shooting him and stomping his face in, saying, and then Lex takes Clark back to his cell where he has a hidden staircase out of the prison. He can leave whenever he wants. He just doesn't want to.
Because he's so confident and like he's just happy. Like he's gonna die. He wants to die, but he wants Superman to die first.
Well, no.
So he says.
No, I mean I don't think that's what it is because later he says he wanted Superman here to see him fry.
Well, he keeps preaching up to that point. He's got to die first, and then I could die.
Well, everyone doesn't. It's like he says that no one knows that Superman is dying, and that I killed him. So
yeah, but he wants people like that's why he's giving off the interview. But he wants Superman dead first, and he says he's happily goes to electric chair.
Well, that's my point. When he's in the electric chair, he says he wants Superman to see this.
Well, yeah.
So that doesn't make sense.
I don't know. Maybe his whole plan was to fight Superman while he's dying, and maybe beat Superman that way.
I don't know, but both Lex and Superman both know each other's plans to the T. Yeah, it's like to the point where they're like, "Oh, I knew you were going to do this, so I did this, and you're going to do it." So it's like
it's wrestling. It's anime. It's like, of course, this is happening.
Anyway, so he takes Clark into an underwater stream where his niece has a paddle boat.
Was it Greek? Where it's
I did feel like the river Styx and
yes.
Like the Charon, the river boatman,
yes,
trying to take you out. So whatever, that was that. Then we cut over to. Is this where we cut over to Daily Planet where he tells Lois that he's dying?
He doesn't say he's dying, but he's got the planet or the city he's got to take back.
Yeah, but doesn't he tell her? Hey, say this is where he says, "Yeah, I got something to tell you. I'm going to take the city. The city. I found a planet where the city, my people of Kandor can go populate, but I'm dying. And I don't know. I'm going to make it back."
Okay, he does say that, then I guess, yeah.
And then she's like, "No, you're gonna. We can have kids and stuff." And it's like, we're biologically too different to even have kids, so that's all we're gonna have is this moment, which is bullshit because they have kids in the other later.
Yeah,
So,
but those are other comics, though. Come on, this is All Stars, man, TJ.
Yeah, whatever. It's just, I mean, I think even at the time of this, they had a kid.
Okay.
Like, I think this came out in 20, maybe not. Let's see. I can talk while I look this up real quick.
Can you, though?
I'll look this up, yeah.
And talk?
I'm telling you to talk.
Oh, you're telling me to talk?
Yeah.
Yeah, guys. So, the critic side of me is like hating the movie, with all the logical fallacies and shit like that. But Marcus side of me is really loving this. So I don't know my final review, but we're going to find out on the way there. TJ, do you have anything?
2005 to 2008, the comic series ran.
Okay.
But they're telling me that Superman and Lois got married in 2015, which is bullshit because I know they got married in the 90s. I read that comic. I literally have the wedding album from the 90s.
Maybe that wasn't canonical. Or maybe they uncanonicalized
That must be the rebooted marrying. Yeah. Let me just type, when did John Kent debut? That will solve that problem. John Kent is a fictional character appearing. Oh, maybe he didn't. Is it really just 2015 did he debut? That's interesting. All right, maybe they didn't have a kid until 2015.
Oh, TJ was wrong again.
No, I wasn't. I said they had kid, and they definitely had kid.
No, but you were arguing like a time period wise.
I said maybe they did.
Oh, well, TJ was kind of wrong, guys. Woo.
I was like, that's why I did the lookup because I wasn't sure. But yeah, that John Kent doesn't actually become a character until 20. So okay, that makes sense. I'm just surprised he debuted after Damian Wayne, who was around this time that this movie came out. All right. Anyway, where was I?
Superman returns back to Earth after X amount of months away.
No, I didn't get that far.
I mean, he just left and then he does that, and then that's like literally the next scene.
Oh, the next scene where he crash lands on the planet for some reason.
And bounces because he's getting weaker, TJ, so he can't control his landing.
Oh, now he's getting weaker.
Yeah, he said he was going to be weaker if he returns. Anyway,
so he crash lands back after being away for months. I guess Kandor has its new planet. We don't find out about that.
I'm glad we don't find it. This storyline I don't care about.
But Superman returns and it looks like Metropolis is taking over. And
how could this be?
He goes to the Daily Planet, and apparently 2 people have shown up and become new champions of Earth or trying to take over Earth. And were astronauts who got lost in space before Krypton blew up.
Yes,
they are Bar-El.
It's a good thing I'm not going to have a kid, TJ, because they're going to have some dumbass names. I swear to you, man. You're Bar-El, son of Marcus. It's like, Dad, you named him for a Superman character? Yes.
A very not
exactly.
Even,
exactly. And you're so and so, whatever this lady's name is, your daughter
I can't
of.
find her name at all.
Come on, TJ, find it.
I can't find it. It's
I need to name my daughter in this situation. Come on.
It's not here. Like I see the name above Bar-El is Kroll, and I don't think that's her name.
It could be, because I remember him saying her name, and it's like, that's a weird name. Maybe it's not. I don't know.
Let me go to the other. Let me get.
Unless that's her name, his name was Kroll. Yeah, she could be named Bar-El.
It might be. I know they're both L's. Just don't know. Clark, Parasite, Compasses. Oh yeah, in the comics they mentioned that this is the 12 labors of Superman. You know, like Hercules and stuff. It's like
Yes.
The trials were a lot longer and
Yes.
stuff. It doesn't say. I can't freaking find it. Whatever. 2 L's.
You're killing me, TJ.
2 L's show up randomly from space after being lost. They somehow followed Superman's trajectory when he was a baby to here and showed up 40 years later.
You okay?
No.
Why not?
Because no, I'm trying to read my notes and I don't know what this says. Okay. So he goes to them and he's like, hey, we're family, right? We're all good. Why is he trying to talk to them? They literally have been terrorizing people.
Well, okay. He doesn't know they've been terrorizing them. It doesn't look like they've been terrorizing people. It looks like they're just trying to make the planet their own.
By, freezing Metropolis?
Yeah, but he's probably trying to get Superman. Like, okay, hey guys, same family, same planet. So, be cool and calm the down
but
kind of thing.
It didn't seem like that. It seemed like, oh, look, we're family. I'm excited to see you. We should work together.
He's trying to start off with a common bond, and then he's being a lawful good character. Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on? Man, the town's on fire. Kind of weird. Can we chill the out for a second? And then that doesn't work. You become the neutral, crazy character.
Well, whatever. They start fighting and they break the moon.
Yeah, exactly. And that's when you become the chaotic evil. Let's just kill these guys.
They break the moon, and then as they're fighting, they just stop fighting because they start losing their powers because apparently they got kryptonite poisoning on their way from.
Well, first they took
Krypton.
over his house and everything. You skipped over all that part.
They took over his house.
They took over his house. They mentioned the Phantom Zone. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Come on, man.
I don't remember them taking over his house.
Did you not watch the movie?
I watched it.
Yeah, they took over. He literally goes back to Fortress of Solitude where they're already at.
Oh,
they knocked down his statue of his parents.
When you said house, I was thinking of the Kent house.
No, I mean his fortress. My bad.
So that's when you say house, I assume you're either talking about his apartment in Metropolis or the Kent house. I don't think
this guy is wealthy. He's got 3 places to live.
I don't think he's paying for anything in that fortress.
Exactly. Yeah. White people, man, colonizing a section of the planet, not even paying anything on it. Wow. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. I like Superman. Love Superman. It's my favorite character now.
Anyway, so these L's have kryptonite poison, and Superman can't save them. He said he'll find the cure, but he's probably going to be dead by then, so you guys could go in the Phantom Zone and live there forever, and maybe I'll find a cure later.
How's that help? Does it slow down time or some shit?
Oh, you become incorporeal ghost almost in the Phantom Zone, and you don't age or die there. It's like a live in hell.
Oh, it's a not paradox, purgatory.
Kind of. It's more of a hellscape though.
Okay.
Yeah. So they do that. They go in the Phantom Zone, and then Superman goes to Lex in prison and says, "You win. I'm dying. I admit it. Now I challenge you to do something good with all in that intelligence." And Lex just spits on the thing and says, "Screw you." And then something happens.
It goes to Ma and Pa.
Oh, that's what I wrote. I thought I wrote MAGA here.
Just a little seizure of nationalism, white pride nationalism, MAGA, and go back to Superman.
No, because I wrote the ends. I wrote Ma and Pa, but I wrote the end symbol instead of the word. So that looked like a G, and then I missed the P on the other one. So
good. That's so good, TJ. I needed that.
So yeah, he goes to visit his dad's grave, and then his mom just happening to show up at the grave too.
Yeah.
And they have a little bit of a moment here, and he doesn't tell his mom he's dying.
Which I do have issues with that. You let your mom tell her, you're like, "Hey, Ma, I might not make it home again for tonight for dinner," and she fights him for supper too. Bro, he just flies away. Come on, treat your mom with respect.
We cut over to Lex Luthor getting the electric chair, and they show it. He gets electrocuted in the electric chair.
He's
And
got
for a
foam
moment,
out of his mouth.
we're supposed to think he's dead here.
Which, honestly, in my opinion, like whenever they show a character's death like this in a kind of show like this, they're never dead.
Yeah, it's true. This is where he also tells the priest that his irrationality, get out of my way, and stuff like that.
It's so good. Love that line.
But of course, he's not dead. He had somehow had access to the Fortress of Solitude where Superman made his serum, and he reversed the serum, and he's taken it. Now he's got powers for 24 hours. And then we cut over to
Superman's feeding. First, Superman's feeding the parasite this electric shit.
What?
He's Superman's feeding. I'm watching it right now. So yeah, Lex Luthor breaks it out and does the thing. But then we cut to Superman feeding the Sun Eater some yellow gloop, I guess.
He's making miniature suns on his cosmic anvil.
No, that was earlier, which I think is the best thing I've ever heard in my life. A cosmic, like TJ, you know, awesome. That's like the most metalist thing I've heard in my life. That's just so cool. But no, he's feeding it like a hose. He's like hosing out sun shit, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, he's cleaning out the pen.
Oh, he's cleaning it out. Okay, I was like, what the fuck is he doing?
And the robot says, I could have done that. And he's like, nah, I'm dying. This is the least I could do for him. So good.
And then he has like the most dramatically crazy journal I've seen in my fucking life.
Yeah, he's having a journal entry with a giant stone book that gets the pages turned by a robot that he's writing in with his heat vision in Krypton.
Why? Why do all of that? Like, how self-serving of an ego thing. That's like something Lex Luthor would do with the power. Like what the f***?
I don't know. That's why that was my question the whole time is why? Why is this happening?
But it's so over the top of a why question. Like, sure, and I love it. Give me more of that crazy, stupid shit. It's like, where does he find the time to sit there and do that?
And then they drop on us that Lex Luthor was working with somebody this whole time out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And we get introduced to Solaris, who destroys suns by poisoning them and turning them blue so he can eat the sun or something, and then he becomes the sun.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess he can create red sun waves, so he comes and he turns the blocks out the Earth's sun to make sure that's the red sun, right? Because red sun is what Krypton had, and they don't have powers under a red sun.
Yes.
Only under a yellow sun, Superman. So Superman dresses up in a white spacesuit.
Oh, God, so good.
So that he can't be affected by the red sun rays. Like, these sentences I'm saying sound so stupid.
But they're like the most sane parts when you see it. It makes even less sense. Like, what? Sure.
And then he's going to go up and fly against it, but then the robots are like, we're going to join you.
It's like, sure, robots, why not? They have Superman capes on, TJ. So it's not like you forget someone who wants the robot to tell it to put the cape on. I love this movie so much.
Oh, God. So Superman tells the robots they don't have to come, but they're like, we have to come. We're loyal to you. One of them's going because he apparently was reprogrammed by Lex Luthor.
He's got a tone for his sins.
He's got a tone for his sins. For giving Lex Luthor the formula. And so they all go up and they start fighting this sun, this Solaris. And then the robot breaks off one of his things. And then Superman beats him up and crash lands him to Earth. And then kills him.
Yep. I was like, wow, he just killed the thing.
He's like...
Oh, wait. First you got Sun Eater comes up and gets killed.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, so Superman's kind of getting his butt kicked a little bit, and then the Sun Eater comes up, and he's like, yeah, Superman gives us space for you. Yep, Sun Eater. He's your ultimate enemy, and he's going to hold you down, and then he just blows up the Sun Eater.
I was like, no! I was so sad, honestly. Like, no.
And then he crash lands the Solaris onto Earth and kills Solaris. Here's a minor change that I remembered. One on the planet, Solaris says mercy, and in the movies, Superman says, "I have no mercy to give," and then kills him. Dialogue's a little different in the comic, and he says it's because instead Superman says, "You'll live," and then does the same thing, so making it seem like the Solaris will survive it. Not here. It's like straight dead because Superman just kills things now, apparently.
He's dying, so he's like, I got no more rules left.
And then
Mr. Luther.
Oh, did I skip the scene where he goes to his niece's?
We talked about it a little bit, but like, oh, that's what he said. Like, he mentioned he had someone helping him.
Okay, yeah. So I skipped the scene where he went to his niece's apartment and just builds 2 robots and says, "Here, I'm giving you robots to control for reasons. This is my backup plan." Okay.
Does that ever come again later?
Yeah, she's attacking the city with the robots.
Oh, that's like so perfect. Like, that doesn't mean anything to me. But
Yeah,
okay.
I know. So essentially, the rest of it's just the climax where I'm just reading my notes. Lex has superpowers, Superman has powers. They get into this giant fight, and Lex Luthor's, it's a climax. Lex Luthor gets the upper hand for a little while, and then Superman. Oh God, I forgot about this part.
There's so much in this movie, TJ. There's so much stories in this movie.
So we established that Superman had an armory of weapons that could hurt him earlier.
Yes.
One of them's a gravity gun. Okay. Oh, also, before the fight happens, Clark Kent shows up at the Daily Bugle and says, "I got one last story." He types in Superman said. He says, "I saw it," and then he dies. He stops breathing and passes out, and everyone at the Daily Planet thinks he's dead. And then Lex shows up at the Daily Planet to get revenge on Perry White for exposing him as lying, which has got him executed. And then Clark just wakes up and says, "Okay, I'm Superman now," and no one notices it.
Yeah, it's like he's what? I was like, no, they all know he's Superman now, right? Like, he's gonna have to kill them all, so they all
doesn't appear that way.
Yeah, it's like, sure, movie, sure.
Anyway, so now it's the giant fight. Right, and his niece got this stupid helmet on that controls the robots. And Lex is like, he beats up Superman, and he's winning. And he's like, "Haha, I win. You can't stop me." And then Superman explains. Does he explain before or after he does his stupid speech where he can see that everything's connected and everything seems superfluous?
He does it while that's happening.
Okay, well, now that he does this, he can see everything that Superman sees and sees how everything is connected. It's stupid philosophical bullcrap. Anyway, so Superman explains his stupid thing. So, the gravity gun, since gravity and time are connected...
Listen, Tina, there was time-traveling superheroes in the first part of this movie. You can't question shit at this point, really.
I said that was stupid, too.
I know.
So gravity and time are connected. So when he hit Lex Luthor with the gravity gun, time sped up for him.
Which is semi-factual.
So the 24 hours that he had is now done. And even though he only took it a couple hours ago. So now he doesn't have superpowers anymore. And that's it. He doesn't have superpowers anymore.
But like I said, he had that all-awakening moment, like, I'm the asshole. Like, yeah, you are the asshole.
Yeah. Which is very un-Lex Luthor-y, like, whatever. In the comic, it was a little different, because he just falls onto his knees in the movie, and Superman's like, "Aha, I win, you lose."
Pretty much.
But in the comics, Superman knocks him out. He punches him right in the face and says, pretty much saying, "You're the villain," and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Let's see. Before Solaris died, he did poison the sun, betraying Lex Luthor. And Superman looks like he's about to explode from...
Turning bright like a diamond.
Yeah, he's like cracks in his skin and stuff. So now he's got to go to the sun and fix it somehow.
How's he going to fix it, TJ?
He's going to go fly into it.
Wait, what?
What explanation do you have?
That's just like what happens. Like, okay, it's like he's a fucking face person to the goddamn sun.
I guess he's going to go explode in the sun. And that's going to fix it.
Oh, sure.
And then after that, we get like an epilogue. He goes, flies in the sun, and that's the end of it. And then we get a bit of an epilogue. In the comic, it says a year later. I don't know if it says that here or not.
No, there's no time cards at all in this movie.
So, yeah. So we're in a park, and Jimmy comes up to him and says, "Hey, everyone's paying their respects at a funeral." And Lois is like, "I'm not going to that, because he's not dead. He's going to come back." She's in denial.
Yes. She's like badly written in this movie. Very badly written in this movie.
Yeah. Yep, she's just an object.
The worst kind. Like, Superman, at the beginning she says, and she writes in the paper, Superman saves the planet for a sun ship before it even happens, because she just knows. And she's in denial here. She's been sexually harassed the whole movie. So she's just been used the whole movie as a plot point. Like, this is sad, Lois Lane. It's subjugated you to this. So sad.
Yeah, so she said she's going to be back. And then we cut over to something that was the whole ending has been changed.
Okay.
So the scientist that we haven't seen since the beginning of the movie,
Nope. Yep.
shows up at Lex's cell, and Lex gives him his research that has Superman's DNA. He's like decrypted his DNA and stuff, and pretty much says, "Hey, you can replicate, you could make a new Superman essentially, but you're gonna need a fertile female egg." And then he gets in the car and says, "Huh." They always wanted kids, assuming that he's going to go get Lois's egg and make a new Superman that way. And then we get a flash of Superman in the sun, like fixing it, right? So in the comics, it was a little different. We didn't get this whole Lex scene.
Okay.
Instead, we got this scientist like up in the space station in front of a giant vault, saying that had a giant S on it, as if he's creating a new Superman. It was like, I guess he had Lex's research, but they're not like going to create a kid for Superman. They're just creating a new one just in case.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that was different. And then so it's assumed that Superman's still alive in the sun, and it looks like he's got machinery with it, so he's like keeping it going.
Maybe?
I don't know. None of it made any freaking sense. That's the end of this movie.
That's the end of the movie.
It just ends.
Yeah, TJ.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed the ride.
I am so glad I enjoyed that ride. I was expecting nothing. I guess you didn't enjoy it?
No, and as I was recapping it, I was getting angrier. And
I can tell right by listening to you right now, you seem like you just got less enjoyment out of it about reviewing it.
Yeah, no, I did not like this movie.
You know what's f***ed up about that? I thought I would hate it more as we reviewed it. No, I liked it even more now. Oh, man. Everything you're saying, though, I 100% agree. Can't argue anything you're saying, because I thought the same thing about the movie. Like, okay, why this? Why that? How that happened? Where these guys come from? What? It's like, but for some reason, it's like, I don't care. Sure, movie. Tell me this shit's going on.
Yeah, I didn't like the comic itself either, so it was like, I knew going in that I probably wasn't going to like this movie. I was like, and normally I'm like, yeah, I'll reread the comic even if I've read it before and stuff. I was like, I can't bring myself to reread this comic. I didn't like it the first time around. And maybe the movie will do it better. And the movie did fine in adapting it, to be honest with you. There's a few changes, but nothing that would have like taken away from the story.
Yes.
But just not for me at all.
Completely understandable. Can't fault you for that. I can't argue with you, because I understand. If I saw this on a different day, probably I'd be just as angry. Maybe I'd be probably like livid that I watched this movie. But it just hit me right, man. It hit me. Maybe because I just had a lot of there felt like a lot of homages to the original just Christopher Reeves movies, and just
maybe
it felt like it was made with care in that aspect. But also it felt lazy, and it just felt like it felt like a showcase of Superman to a point.
And it was. It was just too random and not enough into the actual Superman stuff that
Yes,
they could have put in there that was bothering me. It's like, why are we focusing on these two time travelers running from a Sphinx? You didn't even come up with a good name for the Sphinx.
It's Ultra Sphinx. It's so good. Oh my god, TJ, I loved every second of this movie.
Well, I'm glad somebody did, and you're not the only one. So,
but but that's weird to me, because I can definitely admit that every issue you have this movie, you're valid, and so I don't get how this movie's popular, because this is technically not a good movie. It's not a good story. It's just it is super flawed.
So I'll give you the IGN review. They gave it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
They praised the visuals, but they said there are too many threads, too many characters, too many detours down paths that don't amount to much in the end.
And it's true. This is all good, bases for different stories. They can make 10 movies out of this movie.
And there's another review that said they didn't like some of the changes from the adaptation, that said that Superman involved Superman killing or allowing others to die. But still said it was a highly enjoyable movie and one of the best DC's offering so far.
Okay, so I don't care about these guys. What do you rate this, TJ? What do you feel about this movie for your final verdict?
I think I'm at a 5.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's not a bad movie. I'm judging the movie based on the movie. I don't like the story.
Well, if you had to give your own personal feeling after sitting through that one review and then reviewing it, what would you give for your personal?
I don't know. See, my problem is I'm not really judging the movie. I didn't like the comic. Is my part of it.
Okay.
I'd probably give the comic a lower score, honestly.
Really? What'd you get the comic then?
I'd probably be at a 4 with the comic because I just
Wow.
didn't like it. I didn't like the way they do it. I didn't get it at all. There are better like ways to spotlight Superman. Like this didn't show me anything about Superman. It just like, okay, Superman's dying, so now he's gonna be a selfish dick and just do what he wants to.
Yeah.
Like,
And
why did it take him this long to go find a planet to colonize for Kandor?
Exactly. Because he's so preoccupied with other bullshit, because he takes everything on for himself. So everything else becomes like side missions, but they should clearly be the main mission.
I just...
But yes, I agree.
Like, it just... And like I said, it just felt like, okay, I'm telling Lois Lane my identity so that Lex Luthor can find out about the serum later. But I know he's going to find out about the serum later, so this is what I'm going to do instead.
Yes.
I don't know. I didn't like it.
That's fair. That's fair.
Let's end on a positive note then.
What's the positive note?
What's your score?
I don't know. I don't know, TJ. I'm very conflicted. Because logical side of me says this isn't good. So
give me an unbiased and a biased score.
Okay. Unbiased, technical, critical side of me. Like realistic Marcus, like if I came in like as a critic, like this would be like probably a 3. Just because of all the like, you can't set up all these stories and like just do the things you did with them and like go nowhere with most of them. Like this, like that's not good. This is not good. This is not good storytelling. This is generally not good storytelling. It's lazy. So I'll give it a 3. But Happy Go Lucky, I love this movie. So for some weird reason, because it hits all the nostalgia and just. I don't really have nostalgia for the movie because I saw the Crystal Reeves movies for this podcast like what, a year ago now?
Yeah.
2 years, whenever this movie comes out. So that would probably be, honestly, TJ, either an 8 or a 9. Swear to God.
Well, which one is it? Is it an 8 or a 9?
I don't know. Probably a 9, honestly.
Okay.
Damn near perfect because it's just so fun to me. So a 9 for my happy feelings, but it's 3 for like critic me.
Okay.
So what's that? 3 of 9 or 12 divided by? So it's a 6 out of 10. If I had to do the average, just like a 6 out of 10, which I think is fair.
I mean, you're allowed to have any score you want. Yeah. It's your score.
So 3 on a bad day, 9 on a good day. On the average, it's a 6 for Marcus.
So you would recommend this movie? I
would. I genuinely would. And I would preface this to everybody. Don't overthink it. It's just it's like a fun shit. And just enjoy it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We've gone about 2 hours on this. Let's end.
Up, and away?